I have an old friend, dear friend to all of us, actually, Buckminster Fuller. One of the things that he told me was he felt that the major challenge facing the human race was a metaphysical one. He said that was to educate ourselves, how to educate ourselves quickly enough so that spontaneous behaviors would spring forth, the result of which would ensure the survival of our species. Now, I always wondered what he meant by spontaneous behaviors. I wonder if any of us here tonight, any single one of us, or anyone you know, could have imagined a year ago today that today the Berlin Wall would no longer be standing. Spontaneous behavior, the result of people educating themselves, having their eyes opened, in a sense, to changes in the world, and in a way that created new possibilities, a new opportunity that had never been present before. And they made a commitment to themselves and took a stand to make that possibility, that opportunity, a reality. And all of a sudden, the wall that was there for so very, very long has disappeared. So I'm looking for more kinds of opportunities for people to create those kind of spontaneous behaviors. And one of them, I think, has to do with Alaska. You probably get from that last song that I like Alaska a lot. And I do. I've been going up there ever since my first trip back in about 1973, 74, if I remember correctly. And great concern about some of the things that go on there. I think it's one of the most incredibly unique and beautiful places in the world and needs to be protected. So a little over a year ago, when the Exxon Valdez ran aground on Bly Reef, I felt badly about that. I didn't think it was fair to talk about it until I went up and saw it for myself, which I did the end of last summer, and I also went again just a few weeks ago. And I'm amazed at the beautiful full-page ads that I see, sometimes in newspapers and sometimes in magazines, that say what a great job Exxon has done at cleaning up Prince William Sound, because I'm here to tell you they're lying in their teeth. And I don't think that we should let them get away with it.
That's right.
5 out of every 7 days, there's an oil spill somewhere in the world. A week ago, it was 35,000 gallons of what we cannot afford to waste in the Arthur Kill waterway, not far from here. A little over a year ago, 11 million gallons, aside from the environmental damage. So this is something that can no longer go on, and unfortunately, they seem to keep getting away with it and getting away with it. For 16 years, I read in the paper, we have been trying to get our government to create regulations to enforce safety standards for the oil companies, and it hasn't happened yet. 16 years and it hasn't happened. How much oil have we lost in that time? So, folks, it's our fault. We let them get away with it. It's our responsibility to do something about it. Do it. Get your elected people to do something about it. Don't fly gas and that stuff. So this film is about all of that, both the wonder of the Berlin Wall coming down and at the same time the obscenity of what lies on Prince William Sound, on the beaches, on the rocks, and inside the animals. It also is about some of the other terrible things going on in our world. It's about arrogance, and it's about greed, and it's about how we can make a change. This is called Raven's Child. There was a boat that I saw from Prince William Sound washing the water, and very funny to me, and the boat was called Raven's Child. I did some research and found out that the raven for the Aleut Indians and the Eskimos is the one who brought not only water from heaven to earth, but Raven brought human beings from the spirit world to this world. I married an Australian girl. They don't seem to mind. I'm very glad about it. I've been going down to Australia for a long time. I like it very much down there. I love the people, and I was quite honored to be invited down there to participate in their bicentennial about a year and a half ago. And in fact, ended up writing a song for their bicentennial celebration I'd like to do for you in a minute. But I wanted to tell you a little story first about part of my experience at that particular time in Australia. I've sung for presidents and premiers and secretary generals and senators, all kinds of people, but I had never sung for British royalty. And there's all this stuff that goes on when you sing for British royalty that I learned on this particular experience, would like to share with you. For instance, if there's British royalty in the audience, it's called a Royal Command performance. We invited them. Well, I don't know where that comes from, but so there's all this stuff. The major thing is that at the end of a Royal Command performance, whoever is the cast or the principal characters in the cast, and in this case, now we were at the Sydney Entertainment Centre in Sydney, Australia. It holds about in excess of 10,000 people. This was a television show, the biggest production in Australian television history, the biggest audience. You couldn't. I thought it was on my account. But no. It was because Prince Charles and Princess Diana were there, you see? So they had the royal box back here at the thing, and it was Prince Charles and Princess Diana and a couple of dukes and duchesses and cousins and like that. And then there was also Prime Minister Hawke and all the heads of state of each Australian territory and their wives. And at the end of the concert, of the performance, all the principals of the cast have to go off stage, run, or in this case, run around outside this huge building, come in front there and get in a line to receive the royal party. Now, there are about 30, 40 people in the royal party. There are about 30 of us, principals in this huge production. And so while they're going through this little receiving line and leaving the building, the entire audience has to stay in their seats until they're gone. Elvis has left the building. The thing is that every single one of them had a little something to say to every single one of us. How'd you do? So this is going on and on and on, and people are waiting. All of a sudden, there's Prince Charles right in front of me, and I happen to be a very big admirer of Prince Charles. I think he's a very interesting man, and I think he's in a very unique position in the world that has an incredible opportunity to play a real leadership role in the world. God knows he's looking for a job. So I wanted to say to him that, gee, I'd love to sit down with you for about 15 minutes someday if I'd ever had the opportunity to talk to you about this. And just as I was about to say that, how'd you do? They quite like that song. The Aussies. I like it too. Good on you, mate. And he went to the next person. All of a sudden, standing right there in front of me was Princess Di. Now, I must tell you, from my point of view, I think she's much prettier than her photographs. And as I took her hand and said, Your Highness, she said, haven't we met before? I said, darling, I remember. So the whole point of this story is if any of you ever have the opportunity to meet the royal couple. I would like you to know from first-hand experience that it is highly inappropriate to address Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales as darling. Especially when her old man is standing there. So I'll probably never have a chance to sit down with Prince But with any luck, I'll get to talk to Prince Di. Princess Di.